I recently got this inquiry from my wedding client. Do you have any experience / interest in shooting spatial videos? And those of you who know me, I like experimenting with new ideas in terms of deliverables for my wedding clients. In my photo gallery, I include now moving photos that are shot at 120 frames per second, or sometimes short clips that are a mix of vintage styled video, photos, and those animations. That is why I was extremely interested in diving deeper into that spatial idea. And now, 3 months later, I've actually already tested some solutions for this upcoming wedding, shot a bunch of spatial videos using my iPhone 16 Pro Max, but also using some VR180 3D camera, dedicated camera, and I did analyze the results on both Apple Vision Pro, which I do not own, and MetaQuest 3, which I own. And today, I want to just share with you what is my idea going forward with this spatial clips for that specific wedding projects, but also for future wedding clients possibly, and give you quick few tips on how to best add this to your offer in the simplest possible way using just iPhone and a gimbal. I am going also give you the overview of the gimbal that I am going to use for this project, which is Hohem M7, and Hohem is proud sponsor of this video. Let's dive deep. First of all, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Magic and I'm a destination wedding photographer. I've been shooting weddings for over 13 years now, and yes, I am photographer, not videographer. However, in the past 2 years, I've noticed a growing demand from my clients for some sort of video addition to my offerings. Most of the time, they aren't looking for a full video team because these clients just hire a video team. But my clients, they just want something extra to complement the photos, which is awesome for me because I'm not looking to transition into video from photography, but I'm happy to experiment on this front and find something unique, interesting, and easier to implement than going all in with that video team. And what I personally found really interesting in the idea of spatial / 3D content is few things actually. First of all, if you're doing spatial 3D content, you don't need any fancy editing because it's not about the art of storytelling and movie-like experience. No. The whole focus is shifted towards the experience of immersion. So you wear the goggles and it takes you back to that moment in time that you want to watch in a longer form without any interruptions. Second thing I really like about this is after diving deeper into the whole subject of spatial videos, I started actually recording some of my personal videos of my kids in spatial format because that feeling of immersion does really take you back to the moment. And even though I don't own the Apple Vision Pro, which is made for spatial videos, I can already watch that kind of content on the MetaQuest, which is much cheaper and much more affordable, and still have this experience of being brought back in time. And for me, as a father of 4 children, that is really kind of a huge deal. The third thing that I really like about this concept is that I feel like with this format, we will see more of it in the future, especially with the recent introduction of the Android XR the system and potential cheaper versions of Apple Vision Pro. I do expect the growth of popularity among that format. Also, have you seen that Blackmagic 3D immersive camera specifically made to create content for Apple Vision Pro? It's freaking insane, and it shows that companies are going forward with this format. That is why I actually think it's worth to be able to respond to this kind of requests, like from my wedding clients, like the one that I got. And from now on, I can actually mention that I can offer something like that in my pricing brochure. So before I tell you how I'm going to shoot the spatial clips at that upcoming wedding, let me quickly break down what actually spatial video is and how it's different from a 3D video, like VR 3D video. It can get a bit of confusing, to be honest, so let me explain. So spatial video, first of all, is a format developed by Apple, specifically for Apple Vision Pro. However, it is not exclusive to that device, meaning you can now also watch the spatial videos filmed for Apple Vision Pro on other devices like the one that I mentioned, which is Meta Quest 3. Spatial video captures a 90-degree field of view, and because it uses two lenses to film, so you use two lenses to film a spatial content, it does include the depth information, and this is why like you see it in 3D kind of. You see the depth in the image. Now, here's the catch. Spatial video can only be filmed on iPhones, specifically either iPhone 15 Pro or 16 models. Again, you need those two cameras lined up like this to film spatial video. However, it is possible to create a spatial content using other devices that film in 3D and then convert it into spatial format. And that's the second format that I played around with, which is VR180 3D video. So for more sophisticated approach to 3D content, you can film with professional gear. I tested the actual big boy in this space, which is the R5C, paired with dual fisheye lens. This combo does record in VR180 3D, which offers a much wider field of view than spatial, 180 degrees to be exact, so you can turn your head around and you actually see everything around. And then on top of that, you do have the 3D effect because it's a dual eye setup. So like spatial video, you do get that depth information. And while the image quality of this setup is far superior to what you get from the iPhone, the workflow is honestly like a bit of a hassle. Here's why. It first of all eats tons of storage. This camera records like dual 4K, which is 8K format. You need a fast memory card, and then you actually need external power adapter to power the camera, since the camera with that lens doesn't work on just battery. And then the post-production workflow of that is like really complex. You have to first convert the raw footage from the camera, then convert that footage into like other type of like video that you want to watch, the format that you want to watch. It could be spatial or it could be VR180, like whatever you choose, you do need to go through few conversions on the way. If you're interested in diving deeper into that subject, I highly recommend checking out the guy called Hugh Hu on YouTube. It's been an amazing resource for me while testing these tools. Okay, but for my upcoming project, what I'm actually going to use is going to be both of these setups. Here's my approach. First, I'll use the R5C with the dual fisheye lens to capture some of the most important moments statically. By that, I mean like longer sequences like ceremony or cocktail hour, where the camera is going to be on the tripod, just filming VR180, so my clients can relieve these moments from the perspective of the guest. They can just like rewatch it, like move their head and have that 3D video that they can just like, you know, bring the memories back. But also I do want to capture more dynamic, immersive scenes, and that's where I'm going to use the iPhone and the Hohem M7 combo. The workflow of like this workflow is so much easier to handle, and the Hohem M7, the gimbal that I'm going to use, is literally perfect for this project. And let me explain why and show you how I'm going to use it to create those amazing spatial videos. First of all, to record spatial videos on your iPhone, you need a default camera app. So you're using the default camera app and you switch to spatial. And this is where Hohem M7 comes to play, because usually when you want to use a gimbal like this with your phone, in order to use its features, you need some specific app downloaded to your phone, so then you cannot film something like spatial. Not on M7, because this gimbal, look at this. All right, check this out. This gimbal comes with this magnetic piece on top, you mount it on top, that acts both as camera and as AI tracking device. And then down here, you have a little remote with the monitor, with a display. So you can see the preview of that top camera. And this way, I can use my iPhone filming spatial videos and then use the gimbal to smoothly track the subject. Look at this. This is the footage of my wife filming me on it. This is filmed in spatial while tracking, and you can see how smooth and stable the footage is. And this is highly important for any 3D content because we're talking about filming longer sequences for this format, and it's extremely important to keep the horizon straight and the footage stable, because when it's super shaky or moving not smoothly, the viewer experience in goggles is simply bad. All the samples of us filming here you can download and review if you have any of the goggles, Meta Quest or Apple Vision Pro. The second massive feature and use case for this combo is that you can actually put this on a tripod for certain moments of the day and control the whole thing from this remote. So let's say you're shooting or filming with your other camera, you can still have that combo filming spatial on tripod and control the movement or tracking of the gimbal. And here's the cool thing, the gimbal does turn 360 degrees infinitely. So you can literally have it turning around all the time. So you put it somewhere, for the cocktails, let's say, and you can control this however you want from the remote, not standing next to it. On top of that, you can also reverse charge your phone from the gimbal by connecting the USB-C cable, which will come really handy on the wedding day. And last but not least, this gimbal is extremely light. And I'll be honest with you, I do have limited experience with gimbals. In general, I hate them because every time I use them, like they're too heavy and just like chunky. But this one is just like amazing, and the functionality just serves this project so well. And I do have a couple ideas how I want to shoot with this combo on the wedding day. So what I find really interesting in spatial content is the depth. And in order to get the most out of this effect, I think of a couple of the ideas, like of a couple of the scenes that I want to shoot. For example, slowly walking backwards while filming a couple walking towards me, and then revealing some of the stuff in the frame. Like in this is the test shot of me walking towards the camera. My wife is walking back, and you can see those leaves coming in. And if you watch that on the goggles, you will see the actual depth, and it's going to look amazing. And again, look how smooth the footage is with that gimbal. And also it's constantly tracking me, even though we're filming and using the stock app, the camera app from the iPhone. That gives like amazing final effect to the clip. Like, I really enjoy that. The second idea I have is just to use as much layers as possible, because I feel like they look really great in 3D. So having a layer in front of the subject and then behind the subject. So try to find spots where I can place the tripod with this setup, with this gimbal tracking semi-hidden behind some object, like some leaves here in this example. That will give you like really cool looking final effect in the goggles. If you have any other ideas, drop them in the comments. Wish me luck for that project. Again, I'm experimenting, and check the link in the description for the amazing Hohem M7. Download my test clips if you have any goggles, and just let me know, what do you think about this whole spatial wedding idea? I want to hear your thoughts, maybe your experience, if you have shot anything similar. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I see you guys in the next videos. Ciao.